Rabotai, I want to speak today. I want to show you guys halachically. It's fine. I want to show you guys halachically. You know, people always come to me. I have 15 minutes. People always come to me. Rabbi, mixed eating. This rabbi allows shalom bayit. This Rabotai, I want to read for you over here. Do me a favor. Next time you can ask me, where's the sources? Right over here, Rabotai. I'm not going to read everything because I'm not going to have the time, man. Right over here. You see all this? From over here about all the sources. So when the rabbi tells you the minhag is to be mekel, you ask him, where is that written minhag to be mekel? I know there's a Rosh Feinstein. He brings that you are allowed to sit family by family. You're allowed to sit on one condition, Rabotai. One condition only. If there's not going to be one woman who's pre-tut, meaning an immodest woman, if there's going to be one immodest woman, Rabotai, forget about everything. Who comes to them? Okay, if they come. But Rabotai, you know what goes on. I don't have to tell what goes on in the outside world. These terms do not apply today. I understand you in your house, your mother, your father, your brother. Fine. Few people, no problem. But out on a large scale like that, where people start drinking and eating l'chaim, which is a store, people got to be careful, Rabotai. I want to read for you over here. If one is allowed to, number one, we're going to see mixed eating, man, woman, miyah. Another thing, Rabotai, we're going to say about mixed dancing, Rabotai. Remember the rule, guys. I want to just tell people. Everybody of you probably owns a business or works for somebody that has a business. By you, business is business. You're not going to make a mistake by pharmacy, by giving the wrong medication, because you might kill the person and then you're going to get sued. You're not going to sell them the wrong car because you get sued. You're not going to give them a fake watch because you get sued. Everything by you is business. Rabotai, when we avoid Hashem, it's mamash business by Hashem also. You like the service, what the Torah is going to tell us? Take it, buy it, use it for your benefit. You don't like it, please go somewhere else. Don't sit and try to bend our Torah just because you have tavot to look at other women. I don't chap all week long. They can't sit next to their wives. They can't, even on Shabbat when they have to sit. Comes to the wedding, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. I want my wife sitting next to me. You don't want your wife, you want somebody else's wife to sit next to you. Since when, Rabotai? I don't chap. Show me a person that sits with his wife, mamish, who sits. When your parents come, when your uncle, your wife sits right next to you. She's in the kitchen all day, all day in the back with the kids. Oh, Sraz in the wedding. Oh. Rabotai, this is Lev Avraham. I'm going to bring a few sources. Lev Avraham, Siman Kuvla Merhei. He asked me a question. Imutar lishatev b'misibat mitzvah she'en sham michitza. Are you allowed to join where there's an occasion like a mitzvah, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, wedding, things like that, where there's no michitza? Are you allowed to join these kind of places? Rabotai, he answers like this. Hina b'gimor sukkah daf nun bet amur aleph lamdu mikra shetzarich lahavdil ben anashim lenashim b'simchat beit ha-shoeva. Rabotai, in the Beit HaMikdash they used to have simchat beit ha-shoeva on Sukkot, where every single day they would pour the wine. They would draw the wine and they would pour. It was one of the greatest, happiest things that they ever did. The Gemara says, V'zel Ashar Gemara. But the Gemara says over there, you have to separate the man from the woman. You can't keep them together. The Gemara says, Kara ashkachu v'dashu. They found a pasuk and they expounded it. V'savda ha'aretz, and the land gave a hesped, they gave a eulogy. When the Yetzer Hara is going to die, they gave a eulogy. Rabotai, let's do this carefully. Mishpachot levad. Every family had to be by itself. Family Baruchov over here, family Yisraelov over here, family Schako over here. Every family had to be by itself. No, it's not because of you. Mishpachot Beit David levad v'nishnehem levad. The family of David the Melech had to be alone, and their wives had to be alone. They had to be separated. They had to be separated. Amru, Chazal said, Halot devarim kal v'chomer. Isn't this a foretold? Isn't this something that you could learn out? How much more so? Umal atid lavos she'oskim behesped ve'en Yetzer Hara sholet bahem. In the future, we're going to be eulogizing the Yetzer Hara. It's not going to be, we're going to make eulogy, but the Yetzer Hara, there's no Yetzer Hara because the Yetzer Hara is going to be slaughtered. And the Torah tells us, Amra Torah, Anashim Levad v'Nashim Levad. When is this? Rabotai, in the future, the Torah is going to tell us that after we slaughter the Yetzer Hara, There's going to be eulogy, men alone, women alone. I ask you a simple question. If there's no Yetzer Hara, what do you need men alone, women alone? Why do you need men alone, women alone if there's no Yetzer Hara? He says if this is then, Achshav, however, nowadays, she'oskin b'simcha v'Yetzer Hara sholet b'hem. Nowadays when we have happiness and the Yetzer Hara controls over us, al achad kam v'kam ein sham. How much more so nowadays the person has to be very careful, Rabotai. I want to tell Rabotai, I tell you the truth. I'm not bothered by the Chilonim, I'm not bothered by the secular people when they're there. Because they don't know this is wrong. That you can blame. I am bothered by the religious people that have kippot on their head and they go there and like nothing is happening. This is the problem, Rabotai. People learn that from you that it is okay. That is the problem. We see clearly over here, even when there's no Yetzer Hara, men and women are not allowed to mingle. How much more so over here, Rabotai? You and I don't have to tell you. Once you eat, you feel better. Once you drink, you start feeling lightheaded. The Gemara goes on to say, you know, if a woman drinks too much, after 4 or 5 shots, she couldn't even go on the street and she could say, I want to be with this donkey. Meaning, I want to be with this guy. She want to have it. This is what the alcohol does. It makes a woman lightheaded. Guys, I don't have to tell you more than this. Whoever understands, understands. Rabotai, he says over here, from this Gemara we can learn that 2 things. שלא רק בבית המקדש או בבית הכנסת יש חיוב להבדיל את אלה בכל מקום קיבוץ. Not only in the Beit HaMikdash or in the shul you have to separate men and women, but in any place that you're going to be, you need to separate men and women, Rabotai. You guys are very innocent. You know what I mean? Innocent. You guys believe everything you see. You guys don't. You think everything is perfect. If you only go to bed in one time, see how many divorces there every single day and out. And because of the mingle, because this wife speaks to this husband speaks to that wife, and there's a lot that goes on in this world, Rabotai. You guys don't know what happens. You guys think everything is perfect. You could have on the table 2 brothers, married, 2 sisters. This one sleep with her, this one sleep with her. People, the stories that Nebuch, Rabotai, Lo Leinu. This is the problem, Rabotai. We think everything is perfect. We think we go, we look good, we eat good, we smell good. Nobody knows what we do. If you go to the rabbis, Rabotai, you'll see what goes on in our generation. Rabotai, number 2. Shidin Havdalah Einu Rak Begeder Sayag Umishmerit. This separation is not a fence. It's not a protection. Shelo Yavau Lekal Drosh or Lihur Avira. It is not a protection that you shouldn't come to bad thoughts or you shouldn't come to Chas v'Shalom be lightheaded, because when you eat and drink, you become very lightheaded. It is asur to be lightheaded with another woman. Even your own wife, Rabotai, you cannot be lightheaded when she's in nidah. Not to Chas v'Shalom fall with her. Eila, clearly, Eila shehu isur atzmi, av gam im barur kishama shelo yavo l'dei shum nidud avera ad im koze etzem hatarut asur asra Torah. He says really the fact that you are in a mixture of men and women, that is the prohibition by itself. Even if you know 1,000,000%, I'm not going to look, I'm not going to be lightheaded, I'm going to close my eyes, I'm not going to think about no woman bad. The fact that you're sitting together, men with a woman, you are doing prohibitions. That is asur in itself. The sitting men and women together, that is the prohibition. Nothing to do with you even thinking. That is another problem. If you tell me to a guy that tells me I could go, Rabbi, and I'm not going to be affected by any woman, he should go check himself out. There's a doctor there. Rabotai, the halosham behesped the latid lavo mefush begemor in the eulogy in the future. The Gemara explains she'en Yetzer Hara sholet. The Yetzer Hara does not control you. Ulechad man the amar she'en hesped al Yetzer Hara she'nishchat ein sham. According to one rabbi, he said the eulogy is going to be on who? The eulogy is going to be on the Yetzer Hara. The eulogy is going to be on the Yetzer Hara. Im kol zeh, with all this, asur litarev. With all this, it is forbidden for men and women to mix with each other. Harei she'en isur zeh rak mishum geder avera, ela avera be'etzem. Rabotai, this is not a fence, it's not a protection that we don't want you to fall. Rabotai, it's a real Easter. I'm telling you right now, Rabotai, anybody who's going to be able to put their foot down, you have no idea what it means, how you are protesting against the rabbim. Don't go because they're your friends. They're not your friends, Rabotai. I haven't seen a friend that wants to kill you. These people, they want to spiritually kill you. Just You don't know, they don't know, everything looks nice. Rabotai, it's a very big problem. Think with your head, Rabotai, before you go anywhere. Not with your hearts. This is why the Torah is not given over to women, because they're very emotional. When it comes to halachot, Rabotai, you have to be clear cut. You have to think with your head. Mutar, mutar, asur, asur. You can't get emotional. My wife, my mother, my father, nothing's going to happen. Now, Rabotai, another piece. I'm not going to have time to read this. I have to read something else. Rabotai, again, he brings over the Rambam and Yosef Lekach, and again, all this is source, Rabotai, why it is asur. But I want to read for you, and I want to tell you what Chacham Ovadia holds. A lot of times people think Chacham Ovadia, he's the most lenient poster that there is. So let's see what he holds. What's the problem? If he says now it's mutar, I'll tell you right now mutar. If he says asur, you guys have your hands, you guys have your hands full, Rabotai. ודרך אגב ראיתי שהוציא וזה לשון וכאן ביהונסבורג רובה דרובה דחתונות מעורבים ממש. He said he was in a certain country. He said, I saw over there that majority of the people when they do weddings, it's fully mixed. Fully mixed. The Yeshim b'shulchan echad anashim v'nashim. Or tell me fully mixed dancing. Men and women sitting on one table. You with me? Men and women sitting on one table. Rabotai, somebody asked me just today morning. I was in a party yesterday. There was a rabbi sitting over there. Yes, so therefore what? So I show you a lot of things what people do which is not allowed. And I came. I'm telling this is 10 years old, maybe more. And look what he says over here, Rabotai. Look what he says over here. V'yoshvim b'shulchan echad anashim v'nashim. You have men and women sitting on one table. Uba'avonoteinu rabim. In our great many sins, yeshnam rabbanim, rabbis, Baruch Hashem, that get the nice fat checks, man. Mishtatefim bechatunot, that go out and they join these kind of weddings. Who allowed you to be there? You teach the Jewish people halachot, it's asur, and then you go. It's like one time I was in Connecticut. I went to what do you call this? I don't want to say the name of the Kiruv. You know they do Kiruv. They have, what do you call this organization when they? No. It just but they make this convention. They have rabbis speaking. Like a Shabbaton. So there was a rabbi got up and he started speaking about Emil John. He started speaking about how you have to take care of your health. There's nothing more important to your health. You have to guard your health. I was so inspired by him. You have no idea. Motzei Shabbat, I walk out. We had an awning over there, right? It's a hotel, whatever. I see him standing right over there and smoking. Whatever the reason might be. But that turned me off completely. You're teaching over here the people to guard your health, and here you are smoking. It's like a doctor tells you, if you continue to eat, you're going to die. And you see him, he himself is doing. Or you're not allowed to eat this, and this food is bad for you, and he himself is doing it. Rabotai, you can't be a hypocrite, Rabotai. And we, especially Rabotai, the people that Talmidei Chacham and the Rabbanim, we have to be much more careful. We have to be on guard because people just, one little small step you do, bam, I got him. That's all they look. They're not looking to judge you favorably. Just to have to put you down. So I want to read it one more time. In our great many sins, there you have rabbis that even join these kind of weddings where there's mixture, men and women sitting. Oh, this is the pshat. Anybody who says I'm not going, anybody who refrains what they look at you, fanatic, extremism, shoten, no shoot, chamor, я же его вырос, вот так разговаривают. Чем сказать, он правильно вещь делает. Потом, когда их дети уйдут off the derech, они, Rabbi John, мой сын не дай Бог, он нашел испанку, а что ты от меня хочешь? Надо было тебе прийти, когда он был в животе твоей жены. Пришел сейчас, брат. No, it's look how many people can assimilate. It's very sad. You are the one who caused it. You made the wound, and now you want us to repair it. Repair it yourself. What do you want me to tell you? Rabotai, I heard of one rabbi say that today, what do you call those people that take people out of drugs? What do you call these things? Rehab center. Just to speak to him, $500 an hour, just to speak to him. So a father could be working all his life just to make money. But if your children go off the derech, Rabotai, you'll be spending the money on your children. Stop. Think. Do I have to work so much? Spend time with your children. Speak to them. Spend time with them. Do with them things. So they don't go off the derech. You don't give them that attention about that, they'll find it somewhere else. I know people, Baruch Hashem, good families over here. I'm not telling you nothing, Rabotai. But it happens, and I've seen it happen. I know personally, Rabotai, two brothers, Rabotai, one Spanish, one black. Married, what are you going to do? Assembly, what are you going to do? You're going to start fighting with them now, what are you going to do? It's late. All you can do is pray. Rabotai, he says over here, Uladati, he says, in my opinion, Hamishta Tafifim, the people that join these kind of weddings where there's mixture, men and women sitting, Ovrim B'zeh Isurim Chamurim Me'od. You transgress severe sins. So you think Yom Kippur is bad. Rabotai, you have no idea how many Isurim you're doing the right just by being there. And you do Chilul Hashem, you desecrate Hashem's name in public, which is the Kapara Miljon, Chas V'Shalom, a person death, after death. Nothing else is going to help, or he has to increase learning Torah. Again in our great many sins. You have even rabbis that they do it in their own happy occasions. Rahman Hashem save us from this. They're considered to be what? They're included in the rule that people that not only sin, but you make them massive sin. Making other people sin, everybody understands over here what means Le'ilu Nishma, right? The Neshama goes up. But there's another word also, Rabotai, you read it on Neshama. When you have a father and mother that they left this world, so you think you came and you said Kaddish a whole year, so you think you did good for your father. The following year, you stop going to shul, you stop learning, you stop doing everything, correct? When Rosh Hashanah comes, the father gets judged again. He says, let's say, oh, your children, your grandchildren, not good. Go back to Gehenna. You could have a beard like this big, you could bring the biggest gadol. Rabotai, you're not in this world alone. You have family, you have wife, children, grandchildren. It's dividends. So that everybody knows the market, right? You're home sleeping, you're making money, you could invest over here, money's coming, dividends. Rabotai, your children are the greatest investment that you're going to be able to pay the dividends, the greatest. And also your olam haba. When the kids do something good, they'll fall up and up and up and up. Can you imagine, Rabotai, how much we can be doing? But no, Rabotai. We do everything, but not Chas V'Shalom do the right thing. Rabotai, I'm so sorry, I know I'm very late, but I have to, something, let me just read this. Give me 5 minutes or 3 minutes. He says, I'm just going to say a few important lines. והעתיק פה רק את השורש המדגשת וזה לשונו שלא יאכלו אנשים ונשים בחדר אחד. Men and women are not allowed to eat in one room כי אם האנשים בחדר מיוחד והנשים בחדר מיוחד בין בשבת קודש ובין בחול. Somebody told me, Rabbi John, почему мы должны отдельно сидеть на шаббат? Что это, ешво? Это будет ешво, если ты не сделаешь правильно. Подумай правильно. Это не шо, шаббат, regular day, weekday. Rabotai, the halachot don't change. Как тебе выгодно. The Torah was the same way when it was given. It's going to continue like this forever. It's we that change, Rabotai. That's the problem. And he brings down, Rabotai, again, he brings down many rabbis of here that signed on this letter that it is asur to be sitting men and women mixed. I want to, Rabotai, the Rav Chaim goes on over here and he says, no. You guys don't have to down, so if you don't, no, I'm joking. I can't do part 2. If you guys want to down, please go upstairs because this is very critical. Honestly. Just give me 3 more minutes, I'll express. Rabotai, the Rav Chaim, Maran Rav Chaim, the Rav Chaim writes, in the Sefer Achavat Chesed, שחתונות כאלו שמתנהגים שלא כדרך התורה, if you have weddings that they do not go in the way of Torah, צריך לברוח מאוד. You need to run away from it very fast. Far, run. Don't think 2 times. כי השטן מרקד ביניהם, because the Satan, he dances with them, ואין שום מצווה לשמח אנשים כאלו. There is no mitzvah. אני גר דרך ארץ, где твой Odam Giri? Какой тебе Odam Giri? Где твой Odam Giri? Выпей это poison. Где твой Odam Giri? Drink it from my... Кавод, уважай меня. Сразу Odam Giri. А когда мы делаем наши свадьбы, наши пари, у вас какой свадьба? Религиозный. 1 человек. А что, когда у вас 2 человека придут, что ли? Еще $26 приносят. Не приходите уже. Что, I can hear you. Поэтому мы должны быть хазак. Мы должны, we don't waver. We go with Hashem all the way. Chacham Ovadia. I want to just finish with Chacham Ovadia. Rabotai, Chacham Ovadia, Anyway, he says, I'm amazed with the people that do these kind of weddings, and nobody says nothing. He goes on, Rabotai, there's no end to this. V'ayin od b'shut yabi omer here. What does Chacham Ovadia say? Let's see what Chacham Ovadia. Everybody loves Chacham Ovadia. V'ayin od b'shut yabi omer chalak gimel Even Ezer Simon Yud Otet shehichmir b'zeh. He was stringent in this. Don't play games with this, Rabotai. Men and women say, don't play games. V'rak atav lehakel b'chupa. I'll just tell you outside, Rabotai, he was only lenient in one case. In the chuppah, since there's no eating, no drinking, he brings sources down, where men on one side, women on one side, men on one side, women on one side. Over there, you could be lenient to be in one room, Rabotai, since there's no eating and drinking. But Rabotai, but when there's eating and drinking, I don't have to tell you. I do not have to tell you how men have behaved when they are fully satiated and when they're drunk. I want to conclude with a small thought, because you just said right now something very important, right? This is the problem. You know, everybody knows, Nachshon ben, he jumped into the water, correct? Yes. I asked you guys a question. Pesach just passed. I'm Miljon. Pesach just passed. Yes, Benny? Rabotai, you ready for this? The whole Pesach happened only because of one guy. The Jewish people screaming to Moshe Rabbeinu, what do we do? You took us out of Egypt to be buried over here. There was more ground. What are you doing? The Egyptians from the back, the ocean from the front. Who took the initiative to go? Nachshon ben Aminadav started walking until the water came out to here. He said, I could no longer do it. Then Hashem opened the water and all the Jewish people passed. Rabotai, all it takes is one person to say, I'm going with Hashem. You will see everybody's going to follow you, Rabotai. But when you're like a windshield wiper, one day like this, one day like this, Rabotai, believe me, not only nobody wants to follow, you yourself don't even know what you're doing. B'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai, may we be zoich, Rabotai. So be'emet, Rabotai, be leaders. And I tell you something, with women especially, people tell me, women, I don't believe it's shalom bayis. I believe they're the shalom bayis in the house. A woman loves a leader. She doesn't like followers. So when your wife asks you something, you say, babe, halacha asur minidom. Nechot choras gavarid. Zakon. Ya nechot islishu. So, nicely, politely, make it, you'll see, Rabotai, they're going to follow you, you'll see. And not only that, your kids, your family, like Nachshon ben Aminadav, when you jump into that water, you'll see the miracles Hashem is going to do for you.